Hibbett Sports is a sporting goods company with a small market focus. We currently have over 870 stores in 29 states. Our average population of the markets that we go into are 25 to 75,000 people in the county, and we operate in towns that could be as small as 4 to 5,000 people. So there were some challenges that we were trying to address as our store base began to grow. We came out of the Southeast and the Sun Belt, and as we began to move north and northwest, we started to run into challenges around weather, how that affected sales, team sports, whereas in the South we're very college-driven, and in the northern states it's more pro-driven. Seasons of sports were different. So what we were trying to figure out was how could we help the front part of the life and the end of life on these products. So we looked to JDA's demand product and markdown optimization product, or MDO as we call it, to help us solve that end of season clearance pricing and looking at the differences in these seasonalities in order to move in and out of products quicker. Well, you know, I actually had a background in the MDO space, and so what I found was when I looked at the science of markdowns across all of these people, there really wasn't that big of a difference in the science. And really what it came down to is it came down to that demand forecasting engine. Most of the other people that we looked at, their forecast was for just the clearance items. They were going to create another forecast. So we currently have a replenishment forecast, and then we were going to have a markdown forecast. With JDA Demand, we're able to get one version of the truth, one forecast for the whole life of the product, and be able to use that and scale it into replenishment, scale it into planning, and scale it into markdown optimization. We're actually using MDO today to help be more efficient in our markdowns. It's a tool that the buyers are able to use and do what we call price zone level pricing. So we've taken our current footprint of 29 states and actually broke it into 4 groupings. They're able now to take price actions in these 4 areas of the country, whereas in the past we had one price for the whole country. So to give you an example of what that means to us, one of our price zones we call Price Zone 3, and there's over 600 of our stores are in that price zone. That's right there in that southern Sun Belt. Well, in that particular area of the country, if we would typically not mark down shorts in the Southeast till September, but in the states of Minnesota and Iowa, that was way too late. Same thing happens on the fleece side. In the fleece side in Florida, we want to mark down fleece almost as soon as we bring it in some cases right after Christmas, but we delay that price action because in some of our other stores, we can still sell fleece as late as February. So what MDO gives us the ability to do is look at all of those levels of our hierarchy and determine when is the right time to take these prices in these regional areas. In the past, we were looking to a buyer to try to manage that at one top level and make a global decision, which was always going to be heavily weighted by those stores that are now in what we call Price Zone 3. I think one of the key features to MDO for us and our ability to do our job every day is really the ability to do the heavy lifting for our buyers. Our buyers are stretched thin every day working on what have I got to buy for the next season, what do I got to do from a marketing standpoint for this season. That markdowns sometimes tend to be one of the last things that they look at, and when they do, they're on a time crunch. And when they have hundreds of items to look through, they're probably not always making the best decision, not because they don't know how to make the best decision, they just really don't have the time. Well, with MDO, we're able to leverage the MDO capabilities to make good, strong decisions, and we've seen great results from that so far. So during our pilot program for MDO, we've had great results. For the 4th quarter, we had sales improvement of 25% over last year in those categories that we did the pilot in. We had turn improvement of almost 21%, and we had GMROI, gross margin return on investment, improvement of over 25%. So we're very pleased with those results, and as a result of that, we've begun to roll this out across our company. One other benefit that we've gotten from MDO is as we've begun to grow out, we've often asked ourselves, does this model that we're working on work in all 50 states? And when we originally started to move out of our comfort zone of the Southeast, we began to question that. You know, do we really understand these consumers well enough to continue this growth pattern? With MDO, we've been able to learn that yes, we can grow outside of our current base of stores of 29 states, and we believe this model actually works in all 50 states, and that'll be our plan. working with JDA has been great for our company. Like I said earlier, we actually started a partnership with them in 2006, and we've been here still today. Every time we go out to look for a new solution, we do evaluate everybody else in the marketplace, but that great partnership that we have with JDA continually brings us back to their solutions and their offerings.